Joe Slayton here of Motherlode Turkey Calls. I've had several people ask me questions about making strikers and how I make my strikers. So I want to give you a little tutorial on how I do my strikers, or I'm sure there's a lot of ways people make strikers, but I'll just show you how I do it. First thing I do is I cut my little squares for my strikers, about 7/8 by 7/8, and then 9.5 inches long. And then what I do is I take one end and I turn it round like that. There's the other end, it's just regular straight. And then I mark the ends and get my center. That's how I turn it. You see that. And then what I do is I'm using a drill chuck. I'm going to stick this end in the drill chuck to clamp onto it to hold it. And then the other end is just going to be my end stock on the lathe. And that's how I start turning my strikers. Here we go. First thing I'm going to do is take off some of the excess and get it down pretty low, and then we can get started. I got it roughed out, and now I'm going to start with my sanding. I start with 80 grit, then I go to 120, then 150, then 220, then 320, and that's my last finish. I keep the lathe turned on high speed. I don't change the lathe speed while I'm doing my strikers. There you go. I usually check my my diameter, my measurements after my 80 grit, then go from there. Done with the 80 grit. There's 120. Now I'm going to clean up the ends here. Make a groove. My parting tool. This is the guitar wire, the star string. Run a notch. Up with a 320. there's my striker. I usually hang it up and let it dry for a little bit. That's how I make my strikers. One of the things I didn't show, I use this sponge. It's got a grit on the sponge actually, but I hold it, put my my sandpaper on the sponge because the sandpaper get hot when you're on high speed, so I use the sponge to keep it from getting my hand hot. Works great. That's it. There's the striker. I'll cut. Then I take the striker in, run it on a pot call just to make sure it sounds good. That one sounds good. That's it. That's how I make my strikers.